So, hello everybody, and welcome to our online meeting. I hope everybody is prepared, and I look forward to hear what your opinions are about social media as a marketing strategy. It's important not to interrupt while a person is talking, and I'm going to start with a statement I have found on the internet of small biz trends. Uh, they say 24% of small business don't use social media according to their investigations. So these businesses are doomed to fail because the lack of modern marketing strategy. What do you think about that? Because they don't use social media, they are doomed to fail.
Can I say something?
Marilyn? Oh.
Yeah. Personally, I don't think they are doomed, but I think it's important that they are that they do use social media because nowadays everyone is on social media, so it's really necessary to grow. I think, but it's not doomed.
It's not doomed. Okay. Is anyone else? Isabel?
Yes, I agree with Marilyn because social media is used by every company nowadays, and everybody has an account on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, or other social media platforms. And if you have it as a company, everybody will see it and it will appear on their news feeds. And I think it's really good for a company, but they are not doomed if they don't have it. But it's a really big plus if they have it.
Okay. And does anyone else have a statement or something to discuss about it? Or
Yes, I do.
I also found an article on the website of Live Marketing, and in my opinion, is social media very important for today's businesses. But and I found an article that support my opinion. So the article says that social media is growing very fast the last year. So to summarize this article, says that more and more people are joining social media sites and are using them regularly. So the social media industry is bound to become bigger in the coming years, and therefore you have to use social media so you can take advantage of it if you want to survive with your business. Yes.
And Femke, do you have an opinion about social media?
Yes, I do. Because I do believe that it has an impact on the way you are arranging your marketing. And I also found a little article of someone who is telling his story of the website of Entrepreneur. It's Style Lopez, and it's the ultimate example that it's possible to transform your social media into a lucrative business. He reveals the secrets he uses to make millions from social media. So I do think that it's important to use social media in this modern times. Yes.
Okay. And Phaedra, do you have an opinion?
Well, actually, I have found an article on the balance. In the article, they are talking about the role of social media in marketing. And in the article, they say social media helps companies to spread a message in a relaxed and conversational way, and it personalizes the brand. So I think social media is very important in companies to use it because it helps to promote your company.
Okay. And do you think Twitter is a great tool to use in a company? And do you think it's more effective than Facebook? I have read it in a blog that Twitter is not a great tool to use it. What do you think?
Well, actually, I don't use Twitter, so I don't know if it's a good tool or not. But I found an article where they are talking about Instagram, and that they are saying Instagram is a very good and important social media tool for promoting your company because Instagram has more than 500 million users, so it's a great marketing platform.
And does anyone else have an opinion about Twitter and as a social media strategy? Marilyn?
Yes, but not necessarily about Twitter. I have found a quote that without a clear strategy in place, tools won't make any difference to you. So I think that means if you don't have a clear strategy or vision, you have nothing. So you have to set goals of what you want to achieve and put them on paper. Because no one can achieve anything without a roadmap. Otherwise, you will keep wandering in the dark. So if you use Twitter, you really should make a strategy to use Twitter to promote your company.
And do you think every company has to use Twitter?
No, not every company.
Okay. Is anyone else? Sorry.
I think the more public companies can use Twitter to make announcements. I follow a couple of companies like Nike and other, but the fashion brands aren't necessarily on Twitter.
Okay. I also have an example. The NMBS. They also have a Facebook page, and if there are, how do we say it? If the trains aren't riding, I don't know how to say it in English. Then they give an announcement on Twitter, and you can see which train is riding and which one is not. So this that is also really useful if you can follow it on Twitter.
Okay. I think newspapers are also great accounts to follow.
Yes.
For updates.
Yes, that's true.
True. So, and what kind of social media tool is the most important, you think, for a company?
I think that it's Instagram, because, for example, last week it was Black Friday. It means that online retailers give a discount. So without social media, there will be a lot of people that not knowing about Black Friday, because, for example, Instagram was all over it. Friday.
Okay, and Femke?
Yes, I also think that Facebook is. No, I don't think that Instagram is the most popular tool to use for companies. I do think that's Facebook, but Facebook works together with Instagram. I saw yesterday on the internet. That was something I didn't know. Facebook works together with businesses and also have a special tool for businesses, which we can't use as normal people using Facebook for getting in contact with other people. But you can use Facebook as a marketing strategy, and it also gives a lot of tips with marketing objectives, and you can work with a professional messenger account where people can send you messages on Facebook, and I do think that Facebook is the most popular tool, and it's most practical for us as customers to get in contact with different companies.
Okay, and if you have to choose between two social media tools and you start your own company, which two do you want to use?
I would use Instagram and Facebook. But it depends on which sort of company you are. For example, if you sell very popular products, then maybe I will use Pinterest, because this is also a blooming new website, and it's very useful for pictures. But Facebook is very useful to post news without pictures, and with Instagram you can do it, but it's a bit the same as Pinterest and Instagram, and there you can also post pictures. But I would say Instagram and Facebook.
Okay. Anyone else?
I agree with Isabeau. I think it depends what your target is. If you sell products to B2B, you should use LinkedIn, and if you sell clothing, Instagram, Pinterest, and maybe Facebook.
Okay. Julie?
Yes, I also agree with Instagram and Facebook, because you can promote your product. They can also find your contact details on Instagram and on Facebook, like Femke's business profile on Instagram and Facebook.
Okay. So, but with social media, there's a lot of ways to have negative comments. Do you think that's dangerous for a company to work with social media because all of the negative things people can say?
I think you can easily react on Facebook because it's not face to face, and you can think about what you can say to make it better for the customer. Yeah, and you can also respond immediately and try to solve the problem, and they don't have to write to the company, for example. And I think it's it's good.
Yes.
And do you think social media is more effective than commercials on TV and the newspaper, for example, Marilyn?
Yes, I agree. If something negative is being said on social media, you can respond immediately, and in newspapers you cannot. And I think maybe for clearing up negative images, you can use Instagram stories. You can go live and show, let's say someone says something about your factory that is abroad, sweatshops. You can go live on Instagram and show them that they are wrong, that you have products that are being produced in good circumstances instead of bad. You can clear the sky.
Okay. And Fedra, do you know, or do you have an opinion about commercials and social media?
Well, I guess social media is more effective because younger people are constantly on social media like Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, and so on. And to go back to the question of negative comments, I guess it's important to not ignore the problem, but like Isabeau said earlier, it's important to react immediately and solve the problem.
Okay, and does anyone else have a great or an article about social media?
Can I add something, please? Yes, I agree that social media is more effective because I do think that people are more honest about what they're thinking about your company and about the problem. They will faster say something on social media than face to face, and I do think that it's very important to the company to know what the customer thinks and that they don't keep it for themselves.
Okay, great. And does anyone have an article about an important article or an opinion?
I found an article with some reasons why social media is important for businesses. The most important reasons are first, it gives access to local and global audience. That's because social media helps businesses reaching out a wider audience locally and globally. And secondly, it establishes brand recognition. So it means that a strong social media presence gives a voice to your brand. And the last reason is it improves your customer service. So it makes sure that customers can give their feedback on social media, like we said before.
Okay. Somebody else, or maybe I have a question. Do you think it's important for a company to hire a person only for doing the social media marketing, or do you think it's not that important and you can use a marketing manager to do sometimes post something?
I thought that it wasn't necessary for a company, but Marleen and I went to Dovi Keukens last Friday, and there they told us that it was important. There were in fact two people, that maintains the social media, and they also told us that social media is very important for them, for the company, because if they don't use social media, they will see the they will see they won't see as much customers as they see now in the showrooms, because they have a lot of showrooms, and they see when they use the social media and when not.
Okay. Anyone else? Marie?
I think that if there is a budget, I think you should hire someone to make sure the social media is on point, because through social media you can target your audience, and I think that's very crucial to grow in your company. So I think you should hire someone to do the social media.
Okay.
If there is a budget.
And what if there's a time that you have to pay for social media? What would happen, you think? If you have to pay for social media, would people stop investing in social media and going back to TV commercials, or would they still use and pay for the social media like Facebook and LinkedIn and so? Femke?
Yes, I really think that they would keep on using this, because you now you can also pay for some Facebook tools, and I do believe that you also have to pay to make promotion on Instagram. And next to that, I do believe that the prices of using the social media is less than the prices you have to pay for a commercial on television, because that's more expensive. I believe, I think.
Julie? Or
Yes, I agree with Femke. I think it would also it would be cheaper than sales advertisements to use social media.
Okay.
I actually didn't really understand the question. Do we have to pay for social media, or do companies?
Yeah, everybody. When everybody should have, when everybody have to pay for social media. When you have to pay for an account on Facebook, or when you post a photo, you have to pay. You know, I don't know if this time would come, but you never know.
I think if we have to pay for social media, I would delete the application. If I have to pay for Instagram, I would just remove the application. You can live without it.
Yeah, but people are addicted to social media. So yes, you never know.
It's rehab for social.
Okay. So, anyone else an article?
I found something on the internet that research shows that Snapchat has seen increases in growth in the past few years, with user engagement and activity being plenty high enough to capture businesses' attention. And before, I thought that Snapchat wasn't useful for companies, but I saw that I was wrong, because there were some articles that proved that Snapchat is important to use for companies.
But how do they use Snapchat? Companies?
Yes, because if you sometimes if you you want to see the stories of your friends and your contacts after the story, if you keep on watching the story, you see an advertisement, and I do think that it's not useful for the company, but it seems to be.
In my opinion, if I see an advertisement on Instagram or Snapchat, it's really annoying for me, and in my opinion, it's a negative way of advertising.
Yes.
What you think about it?
Yes, and also they also do that on YouTube, and if you watch a video of 15 minutes, then you have 3 times a commercial from 1 minute or more, and it's really annoying, because I mostly watch it online, and I hope that it's without commercials, because on TV it's always commercials, and that's the reason I I look at videos on YouTube or other sites, and now they are also doing it on YouTube, Facebook, and the other sites, and it's really annoys me. So I don't look at it. I just take my phone and do something else. So I don't look at it.
In my opinion, it's also it's a very annoying thing, and for me, it's a really negative way of promoting an article, because I'm like, go away or something. Anyone else? Marie?
Annoying commercial, I think, is on Facebook. When you watch a movie,
Yes.
in the middle of the movie, the commercial starts. And when I see a commercial way too much, I stop buying the product. So, too many commercials.
Okay.
I also have an article.
Okay.
It's called 10 Social Media Marketing Strategies for a Company. So they list 10. The first one is start using chatbots. Does everyone know what a chatbot is? No? Oh, yeah. You go to a website and you can order some clothes. In the corners, there are some pop-ups, and you can ask a question to an expert about the size, about the color. And that's something that will improve in 2018. Do you think that's a good thing, or you don't like chatbots?
Yes, I think it's very useful, because I had it with a clothes shop, and I was wondering if they had a certain thing. So I asked it, and they immediately gave an answer. So it was really good. Yes.
Yes.
I found it also really helpful, because I had a situation, like Isabeau said, when I ordered some clothes, and I wasn't very sure about the size, because it came from America. So I wondered if the sizes were the same. So I asked it in the chat box, and so I immediately know it was a smaller size or a bigger size.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Another one is create a personalized experience for your customers. And I think that's a really good one, because if you sell an experience, the customer can identify with the product, just like Nike does with using the tagline, just do it. And they bring meaningful stories to attract customers. Recently, it was from a boy that didn't work out, but with the Nike shoes, he could do it. He finally found the courage to go for a run. And I think that's very important. It's brilliant marketing. It's about finding your greatness.
Great. It's a nice thing to remember.
Yes.
So, does anyone have a final point? Because the discussion is almost at the end. So
maybe I can say something about the traffic, because it's the traffic is always very busy, and there are a lot of cars on the highway. And if you have, for example, an online shop, then this problem will be better, and they can work from home, and the traffic will be increased. No, decrease.
Yes.
okay. I would like to.
The delivery bus will also be on the highway.
Yes, that's another thing.
Okay, I would like to thank everybody for the discussion, and I think we have learned some new things about